Hello and welcome back to Ask Master with Alia. I'm Alia Nuru, your host, and this is Master Shriya Kashana, who
Namaste
is
to all.
our very, very so many questions asked for on the show, on the CC Plus, on everywhere. And this is where we collect all your questions and talk about a few of them that are very similar to the others. So I don't know.
What did that mean?
I don't know.
Like we get like 1,000 questions a day,
Yeah,
and then a lot of them are saying,
I said
get my
something
ex
wrong
back?
and then I was like trying to like bring it back and I was like, okay, this is not making sense. So we have a lot of questions, and a lot of the questions we've been getting are about dreams. I know we've already had a section on dreams, but it seems to be very, very popular, and a lot of people have very specific questions about dreams, and we can't go through all of them, but I'm going to pick
are
out
they all explaining their dreams and want me to analyze
very
one
much
dear.
explaining all their dreams. So
Okay.
we're just going to ask 3 questions on dreams.
Okay.
One is, I think, something that a lot of people experience. Another one is just another basic question that I've seen around, and I'm just gonna kind of put it into one question.
Yeah.
And the third one around dreams is going to be a little shout out for one of our amazing members. Lim and I were just talking about her. We've talked about her before, Urmi.
Urmi, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If anyone's in the creator circle, you've already seen her, you know her. She's so full of love, so full of positivity.
That's right.
And Lim and I, Master Lim were just talking this morning that if we had to collect all the things that she says about us and all the love that she gives, we could literally have an ebook already. So because she's so special and because of all her love and positivity, I will ask her question, and she gave it in advance as well.
Okay.
So her question is, she had a dream, and she had a dream about you.
Okay.
And she said that I had a dream about Master coming to my place and doing a live session from there. And then Master asked me a question. It was a very strange question, but later realized that it is related to some other dreams that I had recently. I'm honestly not even sure why he would be asking me this question, but the question was... Are you ready for the question? Am I a protector or the protected? She says, I don't know why he would ask whether I'm a protector or the protected, but would it be possible for Master to answer this?
Okay. First of all, entering into dreams, especially since the Himalaya experience is very common now. There's a lot of commands coming through and a lot of things that need to be done. So I will need to appear in that sense. Biggest manifestations happen through sleep and happen through dream. So to be able to help more people, it has to be done through a different dimension. When it comes to the question about protector or protected, this question is referring to one taking ownership and taking power. The answer to that is obviously to be answered by the individual. But then I think from this perspective and understanding is just to say, number one is to come to an understanding that I am everything. First of all, I am creator, right? In that aspect. Oh, by the way, our new cushions.
You like our new
I am
cushions?
Creator. Yeah, I am creator. So even if I was protected, I am also the protector. Everything is an extension of ourselves. But at the same time, it's also like that extension functions in itself as well. So the question is to spark up an idea of saying, where is my power? Can I start taking ownership of this power? And also, can I also trust in that of the divine, that the protected is there? And can I take these powers or receive these powers and actually carry this message forward? And only a soul that is ready, special souls, will receive such messages. So it's she's very special, and
for sure,
and
she's
we all
very
know, and
special, yeah.
and I think she knows as well. And basically now is time to step up. You know, there's more bigger responsibilities to take on in this world, and we know already that the world needs more of this positivity out there, you know.
Yeah. So since we're talking about, you know, protection and protector, I just thought I'd ask questions because there's a lot of different concepts of, you know, protecting yourselves and protecting other people, and in different religions, different cultures, there's different ways. What are we protecting ourselves from, and how do we protect ourselves?
Well, the positive is protecting themselves from the negative. The negative, quite funny, the negative is protecting itself from the positive. And we see that, we observe that, is because a lot of the time when people are negative and people are positive around negative people, they'll say, why are you positive all the time? So they're trying to protect themselves, you know, don't spread that positivity stuff around here, you know. So I think in a simple form, we're talking about just existence of a positive energy and a negative energy. That's all.
Yeah.
But obviously, in every religion, I'm sure you're familiar with different religions being very multicultural in your blood. In every religion, in every culture, they will celebrate it in different ways and understand it and give it different terminology. You know, whatever divine spirits or gods or whatever they refer to, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the simplest understanding of it. What I've experienced so far is just saying, hey, it's all energy, and God is a very powerful energy. Then it's just the positive side or the not so positive side.
Yeah. I find it really easy to understand when it comes to spirituality because, like Master said, I come from so many different backgrounds. I come from a specific religion. I've lived in so many different cultures.
And what religion would you say that was?
Oh, I'm Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the concept of the evil eye, and we have things we wear and things we pray to protect you from, you know, from the evil eye, which is, again, when you look at it and you look at the explanation, it's just bad energy. And that bad energy is not necessarily from like enemies. It can mistakenly come from even people that you love, you know. So from the different countries I've stayed in, whether it's Arabic culture or Indian culture, or whatever culture it is, there's lots of...
And you brought up here in the UK, or?
So I was born in Leicester, and then I lived most of my life in Malawi, Africa, and then I went to Dubai for university.
So, Arabic,
Indian,
African, UK, British.
Everything. I've been through a lot of identity crisis for a long time. Maybe we can leave explaining. We'll need a whole show for me to explain my background. But just understanding that all different cultures, and when you see it from so many different perspectives, it all stems down, it all comes down to the same thing. And that's what we talk about, which is why I felt like me and so many other people have fit in so many into the creator circle, because it's not really about religion or culture. And
we invite all.
Exactly.
Positivity.
And whoever comes from different religions and cultures, you'll find that we cover all of that because we just say it in a language that's understandable to all.
I think a space like that is really needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the biggest problem I think we see in society today is when you see religion fighting religion.
Yeah, but it's not even other religions
and
fighting.
Even within one religion, and saying
crazy.
that you've got the wrong understanding. Yeah. Jesus didn't say that. You know, it's like, and it's interesting because I think that when it comes to religion and everything, it was created for the reason of having peace and everyone understanding and. It's such a great intent behind it.
Yeah, and then people turn it into something else, and it's funny because then they go and fight with other people about the things that your religion is telling you to say peace, and you're doing the opposite. So this is what we're about, not having any labels, but just spreading love, peace, positivity. And there's still people that complain about that though. But I mean, for everyone that comes into our circle understands and knows what we're about. So yeah. So going back to the whole protection thing, I think a lot of people would ask, how do you protect yourself? I know people in different cultures have different ways, but for everyone, is it like, I know in spirituality, people will say, oh, you have to cleanse your aura, or you have to maybe burn some sage, or
there's, I think, there's so many different practices. I think there's one thing that's very, very valuable to people, and I've actually never spoke about this before in any video. So is to understand, like, let's say, for example, let's use water, right? Water we know as life, right? The conscious know as water is life. Water holds emotion, so we say things like prayer towards water, or even the quality of water, okay? So we say, is the quality of water important? What would you say?
Of course.
Right, quality of water is important. But then the thing is, what's actually more important than even the quality of water is what is the quality of your thought towards while drinking water, or towards water, or towards life even.
Yeah, your intention.
So your purity of intent. So actually, everyone uses different items, which everything holds power. We can say, oh, rose quartz, okay, we'll give you love energy. We say, whether it's citrine, we say, okay, give you wealth powers, you know. We can say all of these different things and all of these different things to protect us. But at the end of the day, what about the purity in your intent, and what about the vibration and alignment that you have within yourself? And I think that's very important for people to understand, because do you not find that today a lot of people are very dependent on Lucky Charms and
yeah,
you know, it's like, I want to get rich. Okay, cool. This rock will do it. It's like, but the rock holds its power. The crystal holds its power. The environment holds its power. Feng Shui holds its power. But actually, the biggest power is deep down within ourselves, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know. So I think if we talk about protection, we can teach a lot of different things, different types of crystals they can have, different types of things they can put in different areas of their house, different way of facing different areas. These are all relevant. But actually, I think the biggest, and it's not what people want to hear. People want the quick fix. Can I have, maybe if I use this cushion and I put this cushion on top of my head, you know, then you'll be protected, you know. And trust me, one thing, whether the cushion held power in or not in the first place, if you were to believe it, it holds power. So what does that mean? It means actually deep down inside, the biggest power is within yourself.
Yep.
So while knowing this, when it comes to protection, actually it's saying, and this is very important to understand, right? This is also the reason why we do such intense yoga practice, right? The strength of your mind, your body, your spirit, and all are interconnected. How strong are you is how protected you are. When we say, your favorite holding plank position, when we hold it for a long time, it's not saying, okay, we're training the physical body, yes, but we're training our mind to say, when I am tired, I can actually still hold for a lot longer, and I'm actually powerful. So when one builds strength in body, when one builds strength in mind and determination, right? Nothing can break that barrier if you are strong enough. That's why I also say, people say love always wins, or positivity will whatever conquer all, or whatever. I mean, that's good for a meme and people will share it, and who doesn't love that idea of it? But it's not true, because if that was true, then one can be in love so much, the other one can have hate so much, they can still kill the love person. So, the reality is, it's not about love or hate. It's not about positive or negative. Universe, and I know this sounds crazy and people won't like to also hear this as well, is that universe kind of supports all, positive and negative. That's existence. But who will win the strongest soul, the strongest spirit, the strongest mind, that's what will win. So if you are negative and you're extremely strong, you will win. If you're positive and you're extremely strong, you will win.
I think that reminds me of that quote, fortune favors the bold.
So yeah, that's the bold, the courage, the strength. So the biggest advice I can give to people, I mean, if you want to search for crystals and all these different things, I mean, you can go and Google, you'll find loads of different things to protect you. But you can be holding the strongest protection out there. But if your mind, your body, your spirit is not strong enough, the negative stuff, they will still enter. They will still be able to harm you, defeat you. You know, it will happen.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem today is that not just a quick fix, but people are looking for everything outside themselves to fix their lives, when all you need to do is go within. And if you work on yourself and work on everything from the inside first, you know, your soul, your brain, your own physical body, it's so much stronger. And it will be harder, because it's easy to go out and get a crystal, and it's easy to go out and do the easy stuff. But doing the inner work is the hard stuff. But that's what needs to be done if you really want to conquer yourself and conquer the rest of the world as well.
You'll find people who have crystals, people can have a wealth crystal and they're really broke right now. I mean, there's people watching this video right now. They're really broke and they have a wealth crystal.
There's people who own they sell crystals and they're broke.
Exactly. So
they
will tell you the energies and the power of these crystals. But then it's that, I'm not saying crystals don't work. I'm not saying crystals aren't good. It's very good. We have crystals. We put crystals in the right places to do the right thing.
They're just amplifiers.
Yeah, the amplifier, they're there to assist the protection. All of these things are there. But deep down within needs to be trained. People need to be trained.
Yeah. Yeah. That was really good. So, yeah, I hope that answered your question, Urmi. On to the next question about a dream. So my question, this is from Victoria.
Okay.
My question is about something that happens sometimes while I sleep. This part is while I am sleeping. I'm sometimes aware that I am dreaming while I am dreaming. I will be dreaming and then my alarm will go off and I get up to get ready and
that was still a dream.
I just remembered something. Let me finish this and then I'll tell you a funny story of when I was younger. I will be dreaming and then my alarm will go off and I get up to get ready and then one of these two things happens. I either just suddenly am swished back to sleeping and the alarm goes off again, or I feel like I'm dragged back to sleep and the alarm goes off and I start to get ready again. After this happening a few times, I say to myself, oh, I thought I already got up, and I feel confused. When I really wake up, I either feel like, hey, that was weird, or I have to push and force myself to wake up and I feel really heavy and have to lay there for all of me to get together. Can you explain what is happening so I can look for so I can have an answer?
Okay, so you want to share your funny story first?
Okay, so this used to happen to me a lot when I was younger. I used to have a bedwetting problem. So a bedwetting problem.
Wetting problem. Okay.
So I would always.
Now we have with Alia, we think feet and we think bedwetting.
I've received so many weird messages after that, by the way. So when I was younger, I would wet the bed a lot, but it would never be on purpose because I would always dream that I'm getting up literally in the same pajamas that I'm wearing. I'm going to the toilet, I'm taking my pants out, I'm going to the bathroom, and then suddenly I just feel wet and I'm like, oh wait, I'd wake up and I'm not in the bathroom. And then obviously I'd have to wake my mom up and she'd be so mad. And I was so confused as a child because I was like, what do I do? And then I'd be scared to go to the toilet in real life because then I'd feel, am I dreaming? So I'd pinch myself just to make sure I wasn't dreaming. So that was very confusing and I'd like an answer to that too.
Yeah, I think that the answer will be for both. I don't know if you still experience the same problem now. So first of all, waking up in a dream and then even waking up multiple times in a dream is very common, is very normal. It's because dream is not dream, dream is real. So what it means is it's wake. That's why we do like with our more advanced students, then we could possibly take people through things like sleep manifestation or sleep dream dimension traveling and things like that. But it needs to be very careful because people get confused, like this is basically what's happening, get confused. Am I in the real? Have I woken up yet, or am I still in the dream? And actually this type of activity, if done purposefully, it needs to be also facilitated right. Otherwise some people actually they stay in dream forever. So that's what in this world we just know this person's unconscious and we don't know why, but something's going on. Because I always say this after, especially when we do our meditation practices, I always say, when you open your eyes, that moment, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot the lighting is like this in this room, or we're here. Oh, I forgot these people were sat in front of me, So it's like, if you were not here, then where were you before? And I always say that's an inquiry for the seeker's journey to ask. Now, what happens is, let's say a scenario like what you've experienced before, which is very common as well. We will do certain things. We think we've woken up already, and then we realize we haven't, whether it be moving or whatever. That is the confusion state of, okay, we are half here, half there. So the soul, the spirit, has half returned into this physical form and half still out. So there comes the confusion in terms of activation, movements and senses, or even sleep talking starts happening, but we're in the mix of the two dimensions. So it's on the return. And that's why this happens. So when the idea, first of all, it's very common that would happen with your experience of it. With the question from, was it Rachel, or
Victoria?
Victoria. With the question with Victoria is saying that it's good that they have the awareness that I can wake up inside a dream and wake up again, because that's going from one parallel dimension to another parallel dimension, waking up multiple times. Only the people who are more conscious can actually remember things like that. And again, that's part of the seeker's journey. So there's nothing to be concerned about, and it's more just continue the inquiry, and then we'll become more conscious about what's actually happening there. There's a whole science behind it.
So the next question I'm going to ask is a very open question. It's a lot of people are messaging and saying, oh, I dreamt about this, or I dreamt about this animal, or I dreamt about this person. So when you go, like, the most popular thing to do right now is just type on Google, what does this dream mean? And then in different cultures, different religions, people have different explanations for dreams. So how does one know what the actual dream meaning is, especially if they remember it? So like, for example, death, or like snakes
So there's so much behind it. It's not so simple as that. It's not saying every time you see this, it means this. Every time you see that, it means this. It can't be one for all like that. It's a very complex system. And so there isn't a way, really.
You have to write a book about this.
Even writing a book is extremely hard. But I know that Grandmaster is actually writing a book on, or it's already finished maybe, on that. But it's not published yet because the permissions haven't been granted. But even you can say search Google. The search Google problem will be exactly the same problem as everything search Google, is that it'll be overwhelmed with information. And some may be correct in some sense, some may not be. But I think I have to refer to what Grandmaster always says to answer questions like this is, everyone needs a master. You need a mentor, you need a coach, you need somebody who understands this stuff to be able to ask that question. Then you won't have so much confusion, So yeah, I think best is to say whoever it is that has that type of question specifically, then you need to have that guidance, have that master who knows, have that consciousness. Otherwise, if I just give an answer right now, it's not one for all. You having a dream about something like a death doesn't mean somebody else it's the same thing, same sign for somebody else, because it depends on the time of the dream. It depends on what's going through life. Was it a preparation for dream, or was it an unconscious dream? You know, there's a lot of things happening. So yeah, I would love to give an answer and then give you this magic thing, but it can't be.
And
for
also
all.
the type. So like, for instance, if you say, oh, I saw a snake, how big was the snake? What color was the snake? What were you doing? What was the snake doing? How many were there? You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
There's too many things involved. So for me to give an answer would be very incorrect. And not very responsible.
But all dreams do have meanings.
I think we answered this in a recent episode, I think. If you haven't heard it, then watch all the episodes. Is that there's it's not, because preparation for dream, remember, is not it means it's not meaningful. Non-preparation for dream, there's a meaning behind it.
I think that's the last one for dreams that we're gonna have for now. So if anybody else has any future questions for dreams, just send them to this video or the previous one, and that's the most in-depth we're gonna go. If you have any questions at all, make sure you comment in the CC Plus class chat for the CC Plus members. All your questions will be answered on here. No more dream questions, please. And if you are not in CC Plus, comment below. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I'd like to know where you guys are from. Are you a crazy mix like me? Are you boring like everyone else? And that's all for today. If you like this video, make sure you click the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And that's all for today. Salam and namaste.
Namaste.